Sandy and Josh, thank you for being with us. This case is still not resolved. Still not resolved. I want to ask you, and I don't even know how you can sit there calmly. I admire you, and I'm learning from you every day, every time I'm around you. And I treasure the time that we were together in the flesh. I want to know, before I get into all of these facts, how do you keep going? And remember, a lot of crime victims are going to hear what you have to say right now. Tonight, tell us, how, Sandy, do you keep going?
Well, right now it's 13 and a half years, and we've been up against tons of opposition, but I've never felt so empowered that I really do feel we will have justice for Ellen. And hopefully, the things that we've been fighting for will help other crime victims.
Joining us, an all-star panel, and I want to remind everyone in our jurisprudence, no one is guilty until they have gone before a jury of their peers and brought on their own evidence if they so wish and tested the state's evidence, and there is a guilty verdict. No one, no matter what you may think, is guilty in our country unless proven so in a court of law. No one in this case has been named a person of interest. No one has been named a suspect. That said, to Guy DeAndrea joining us, former prosecutor in the office who reviewed the Ellen Greenberg case, now a high-profile lawyer at Laffey, Booch, DeAndrea, Reich, and Ryan. Guy DeAndrea, thank you for being with us. Now, I'm just looking and listening to the 911 call, and we've got reams of it. My first reaction, if I were to find, let's just say Jackie sitting right here with me in the studio, if I found her stabbed dead, my first reaction would be, oh my stars, she stabbed herself dead. I wouldn't even think that. I'd call 911 and I would assume she had been murdered, for Pete's sake. But I want to move you from that moment up to the time when you were asked specifically to review the Ellen Greenberg case. After reviewing the file, and I want you to think very carefully before you answer. After reviewing the file in full, do you believe Ellen killed herself?
I started looking into this file, Nancy Grace, back in 2015. And of course, I left the office 2 years later, but I have stayed actively involved because I want so desperately for the truth and for the Greenbergs to get justice. And the justice that I look for is truth, right? And so I stayed very actively involved in terms of keeping up with the Greenbergs, with Tom Brennan. And so from 2015 until now, 2024, with everything that has come out, I can definitively say, as a former homicide prosecutor, that this was not a suicide.
You got a woman dead, stabbed 20 times in the back of the neck, the back of the head, her body covered in bruises. She was making a fruit salad in the middle of making lunch. She had to come home early that day because of a blizzard outside. She called all of her children's parents, first grade teacher, to make sure they all got home okay. Then she started making a fruit salad. This is very probative to me. And I got to think it through, Guy. I got to think it through, what it means. In one hand, she still had a dish rag from making the fruit salad. She, in the middle, holding the dish rag, making the salad, she stabs herself? No, she was holding that when somebody else stabbed her. And Guy, there's just so much I can't even get it all out. One of the stabs to the back of the neck was so severe it actually went through the skin and sliced the dura, D-U-R-A, of her spinal cord. And at best, she would have felt nothing, but most likely would have become incapacitated. That was not the last stab. The last stab had to be in the chest,